All right, so here we go. We are going to be playing something before we do the main one. So we have a main story we want to do, but I want to play this other one this is just 40 seconds. And by the way, we decided it was last week we had a thing where we had a post, and that post, or what was it, a poll, and that poll came back. Everybody wanted to hear the whole thing before we talked about it twice in a row.
Yep. That's what you guys like. That's what you get.
Yeah, that's what you get. So we're going to do it again here. Here we go. So
Cecil's really not telling you guys that, by the way. This is Cecil's way of telling me.
I have to prime Tom because we're so used to jump in and say something. So we're going to play this whole clip. This is, I don't even know who this person is, but it's an amazing clip. So why don't you put this up, Ian? Let's play this clip.
I have seen the tears in your eyes at how essential walking into the church doors, fellowship with one another, encouragement of one another, hope with one another, because isolation is a tool of war. That is a tool of the enemy of war. And covering our mouth, that is what the enemy wants to do. That's what government wants to do now. He wants to shut the mouth of Christians, of believers. And it is more important than ever that the church learn to use their mouth to proclaim things into the air, to proclaim things into the atmosphere to defeat the enemy.
Proclaim things into the atmosphere.
The air? Isn't that what we do? I mean, you need air to proclaim anything. In space, no one can hear you proclaim. What? What? You know, the thing is, like, she had me at the beginning. She did. She had me at the beginning. She was like, yeah, it fucking sucks, and people are lonely, and, like, people need fellowship. And I'm almost like, yeah, man. Like, it sucks, and people are lonely, and people need fellowship. And then she was just like,
yeah, you need all those things, yeah.
And then she was like, I don't like war, or this is a tool of the enemy of war. And I'm like, aren't I on the side of the enemy of war? Like,
and aren't I in the country that loves war the most? I mean, of all the countries, we're kind of the one that loves the most. And then she starts blaming it on, she says, the government, and then she says he. Wait, the government's just a he? It's just one person?
Yeah.
It's just a guy?
Yeah, just one guy. When you elect the emperor, as emperors are often elected every 4 years, you elect an emperor in a democratic
You elect your godhood, the god emperor, as he ascends the throne.
Then that's the government. We call him government, and that's it.
I love the band. If you want some
sugar, you pull it out of your pockets.
I love the band behind them. Again, I just need to get paid. Is there any way that somebody can just pay me for being here?
You wonder if those guys are like, man, we got to vet these gigs next time.
No kidding.
Man, what the fuck, Dave?
Fiverr isn't working out, man. I'll tell you. Oh, gosh.
Holy shit.
This lady's amazing, though. I love it. I just wanted to play her yelling at the air for a little while.
I love, too, the idea that, like, the mask somehow means that we're silenced. You can speak through a mask. I would be a little more sympathetic if you put a mask on and you were muzzled, like you could,
right.
But
it's
you
a ball gag or whatever.
A fucking mask. What?
Hold on,
you can talk through a fucking mask.
Put on my
what the fuck?
I wear this around my neck now all the time. It's my little gaiter that I wear around my neck constantly, and then I just pull it down around my beard because it fucking smashes my beard. Does this thing where it's whenever I wear a mask, it like shoots out.
You get
forward.
A ski slope.
God, I look like one of those guys off How to Heretic. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, it's not that bad.
It's bad, though. I mean, it's bad. It's not that bad, but it's bad, you know? Yeah.
This comment, masks do silence you when you have a ball gag underneath. Yeah, right. Yeah. God, what? Someone else, wait for the next pandemic. Yeah, I gotta say, the pandemic we have now, which is like pandemic light, if we got a bad one with a higher mortality,
dude.
We ran a simulation and did not crush it. If there's another pandemic, I'm not going to be like, oh, well, we learned those lessons. Thankfully, we've got a whole thing here.
In those zombie movies, when they shoot the crowd that's coming at them, whether they're bit or not, and I'm always thinking to myself, oh, man, that sucks for those people. I think now I'd probably do the same thing.
Yeah, right.
I'd probably do the same thing. Yeah, just might as well just lay them all down. Who cares?
Just
You're going to get bit anyway because one of them's going to come in and he's going to fucking hide the bite. Not one, all of them, because none of them wore the armor, right? None of them wore it. It was all too inconvenient for them. None of them wore it.
Sweat a lot underneath that, man.
Sorry, man. It's my freedoms. Assholes.
This is America, and in America, you could choose to get bit by a zombie.
You were saying that fucking down south in Illinois, it's like that. We watched a piece in Oklahoma today where nobody's wearing masks. I got to ask the audience here, and I asked the audience in our show too. Pardon me. If you guys are in an area where they're not wearing masks, where their masks aren't common, where you don't see a lot of masks, do you feel like you are pressured into not wearing a mask? Does it feel like you don't want to wear that mask? Because I wonder what that pressure feels like. Because I'm reinforced here in Chicago in wearing a mask. When I see someone without a mask, I look at them as if they're the weirdo. So I'm curious if people live in those areas. Do you still wear a mask, and do you feel pressured not to wear a mask?
Yeah, because I will say, like, driving from where I live, which is, a civilized place where you can get an education, then down into like central and southern Illinois, which is all just rural, man.
Yeah.
It's just rural. We used a restroom. We had a rest stop on our trip because we had a long trip to get vaccinated. We drove 270 miles to get vaccinated. So we had to get gas and rest stops and stuff. Man, nobody was fucking wearing masks. They're indoors and they're not wearing masks.
Yeah.
That's the weirdest thing. It's like seeing somebody without their pants on.
And it feels weird now, right?
So weird.
It feels weird now. I walk by restaurants in Chicago and there's people, the waiters and waitresses have masks on, right? So they'll wear their masks. But everybody who's sitting down is all unmasked. And it's weird, dude. It's super weird to see everybody just sitting in there and just eating a pizza and hanging out. It's very strange.
I mean, like, I wear them. Like, obviously, I'm going to wear a fucking mask. I'm not a crazy person.
No,
there's a fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
But I mean, I do wonder. It made me wonder if they thought I was the fucking crazy person.
Yeah.
I literally didn't care. But, like, I go into the gas station to buy a water or whatever, and it's like people are standing there 8-10 hours a day working a whole shift. They're chatting, man. Like, they're up close, bullshitting each other.
Yeah.
Like, there's not something going on.
For the first time in a long time, I went to a store the other day. I had to go buy something, and it was one of those. It was out in the suburbs, right? So it wasn't by me, and it was one of those stores where you. It's like one of those home stores where you walk in, and I walked in, and everybody was in a mask. Every single person was in a mask. So it was just 100% all maskers. What does this say?
This is great. In Utah, they cry that masks are anti-freedom while also trying to pass laws forcing cell phones to block porn.
Oh, fucking what? The what now?
I want my freedom, but only certain freedom. I want the freedom to kill you, but not to browse the internet.
They don't want to get the vaccine because they think there's a microchip in there, yet they're going to let somebody be like, sorry, you can't go. There's a net nanny on your phone now? Are you kidding me? That's unreal.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Jesus.
This is interesting. Somebody says they get uncomfortable watching large groups of people, even on TV, pre-pandemic shows, too. I don't have that anxiety at all. Like, it's when I watch fiction,
I get it.
I'm fine, though. That's not hit me. Yeah.
I've seen people in these situations of stuff filmed before, and I do feel that. I look at them and I think, holy shit. I think, wow, that's weird. But I recognize that it's all pre-pandemic, so it doesn't, of course, everybody was fine with it. I mean, we saw blow on somebody's cake and then they ate it, for Christ's sakes. How many times have you said to me, hey, can I have a drink of that? Oh, you like that beer? Let me give it a shot. Let me try it. Like, we used to share. We've drank each other's whiskey glass. We've drank it out of the same bottle of whiskey. You and I have shared a bottle of beer before.
Yep.
I don't know that that's a world I can go back to.
No?
I don't know
if it is
man.
either. Yeah, I wonder if we're all going to be a little more germaphobe.
Yeah, I think I might be.
I wonder if we're all going to be a little more. And that's funny because, like, before this, I was aggressively not a germaphobe.
Me too. Like,
I didn't care about, and I didn't care about if I got a little sick. Like, if I got a cold, I was like, I don't care that I got a cold. Like, I'm not.
Yeah.
it's like part of just life, and who gives a shit, and like I don't care.
Working because of it too. Yeah.
Oh,
what
yeah,
does it say?
Super chat. Western Pennsylvania is bad. Half the teachers from my mom teaches refused the vaccine.
Oh.
I don't understand that. I'm in Oklahoma City and haven't been in a Walmart for a year. Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, man. Yeah. But genuinely, going to work while sick is it's literally required in the United States. There's I remember when one time, this was 2 decades ago plus. I remember one time I had to put my dog down in the evening right before I went to work. I was working a night job. My dog, I had to take him and put him down. And I put him down and I called in work and I said, I can't make it to work tonight. I'm putting my dog down. I got to go to the vet. I got all this other stuff to do. I put the dog down. The guy on the phone was pissed. He was super pissed. I worked in a warehouse. Super pissed. He hung up on me. He's mad. I show up. I actually came in that night. I wound up going and doing it because he was so mad at me. I was like, fuck, they're so mad at me. I got to go into work. So I just put my dog down. I'm bawling. I'm crying to work. I go in and I finish my shift. The next day, he holds a big meeting with everybody in the warehouse coming down. And he said, there's been too many days taken off. I don't want to hear my parakeet has a hangnail anymore. And I was just and he literally said it the day after my dog died. He said, so in America, it's literally, there's no reason why you ever miss a shift. Like you fucking lose an arm on the way to work. And when can you be here?
Yep. Yeah. Everybody, it's part of the American work ethos that we're just like, we're going to work. We celebrate the stupidest shit. And I wonder if we're going to change that. Like America celebrates, I worked a 12-hour shift. I worked two 12-hour shifts back to back, or I haven't been home in a week. I haven't seen my family. I fucking sleep 3 hours a year. And we talk about, we mythologize and talk about like working at that like crazy high level. And it's absolutely, it's just expected because the next guy over is going to do it if you don't. That fucker will take your job.
We definitely, we missed a thing that came up. Sorry, Ian, we missed it. We were talking.
Birthday cake. Let me just blow on this food before you eat it.
No shit, man. No shit, dude. They should plop their dick on that cake. Like, are you kidding me? They should cut it with their penis. That's what it feels like.
I wonder if the birthday boy or whatever is going to have their own cake.
Yeah,
like
maybe.
Like a table cake and then
it might be
like a celebratory cake. Or
they
whatever.
used to do that with little kids because they'd let the little kid face plant in it, right? So you'd get more affluent families would be able to afford a smaller cake for their child, their little baby child, and then a larger cake for the guests. And I wonder if that's just going to be the norm now.
I wonder too. Like, here's a cupcake for the person having a birthday, like an individual dessert or whatever.
Yeah.